In this video, I'm going to show you how to slice up your Facebook Lives or uploaded videos into little clips and get them onto IGTV and Instagram. One note, we cannot directly upload to IGTV or Instagram directly through the Repurpose software, but we have a really cool hack that will let you do everything from your computer. You can even schedule videos to IGTV and Instagram. Let me quickly summarize the process. First, you got to set up a Repurpose workflow to send videos from your Facebook page, whether they're live or they're uploaded, send them to a Dropbox or a Google Drive folder in vertical format, because vertical format works best for IGTV. Step number 2, you would go to your Dropbox folder and download those videos. Step number 3, go to facebook.com/creatorstudio and select the file you just downloaded and either publish now or schedule it to go to IGTV, and also have it set to be shared to your Instagram feed. The first thing you want to do is go to your connections and make sure you have Facebook as a connection. I've already added it, so I'm not going to add it again. And the second thing you want to do is add a Dropbox connection. Dropbox, or alternatively, you can use Google Drive as well. For this demo, I'm going to use Dropbox. So I'm going to click Add Connection, say Handy's Dropbox, and say Connect. Go to Workflows. I'm going to make a new workflow. I'm going to say Facebook videos to IG. I'm going to put in bracket Dropbox. This is, again, just a name so I know what this workflow is doing. So I'm starting again. You can choose Facebook Lives as your input. In my case, I'm going to start with Facebook videos for this demos, but it works the same way. I'm going to choose Facebook page and choose my page. Say next. Now I have the option to upload the full video or snippets. Now, one thing here, I would recommend doing snippets, because the strategy here is we're going to take 5 clips from our Facebook Live or 5 little clips from our Facebook video and turn them into 5 pieces of content. So in this case, I want you to pick snippets when you're going to IGTV. And the other reason is IGTV has a limit of 10 minutes max. So you don't want to exceed that time. Next, and send the videos to my Dropbox. Now you can choose a folder. If you want to send them to a specific folder, let's say, okay, I'm going to send to my Instagram folder. Say choose and create workflow. And there it is. I'm going to go under view videos, and all my videos from my Facebook page are here. Now, I want you to go into the settings and follow along with me. The first thing you want to do is change the style from original to vertical, because vertical works best on IGTV. Now, when you do that, you're going to get 4 additional settings. You're going to have options to customize the headline text color, subheadline, background color, and progress bar. So here's how this works. When you take a horizontal video, when we convert it to a vertical, we basically give a background color that goes behind the video. We add a headline text, which is the title of your video. You can choose to have either subheadline, which is a static text, or a captions, live captions below the video. You can customize their colors as well. And last but not least, you can add a progress bar so that people kind of get a visual feel for how long a video is. So these 4 settings let you customize how those videos look like in terms of color and brand. You have the option to add a watermark. I like to say at Handy Mora, for example. That's my Instagram ID. Or it can be your website, repurpose.io. Totally up to you. You can play around with this, but this is optional watermark text that gets burnt into the video on the bottom right. Now, the good stuff, Facebook captions. So if you've taken the time to add captions in your videos on Facebook, I highly recommend you enable this option. So what this does is it takes the captions that we've already cleaned up on Facebook and burns them right into the video. So these captions are part of the video now, and people can watch your videos and follow along without any sound. It's a very, very powerful feature. Now, if you don't want captions or you're not doing the captions on Facebook, you can simply turn this off and add a default text that goes below each video instead of the captions. For example, this could be a call to action to say, visit our website at repurpose.io, or start a free trial, or book a coaching call with us at repurpose.io. Whatever call to action text you want to appear below every video in the video itself. I'm not going to dive deep into intro and outro since we covered that in the previous video, but one thing to remember, since we're doing a vertical video, your intro and outro file must be also vertical. So for IGTV, I would go ahead and start. If you're starting, don't do an intro and outro. If you want to get more advanced, I would add just an outro, maybe a short call to action of video of you talking and asking people to go ahead and visit your page, or book a coaching call with you, or learn more about you at your website. Something short that's maybe 10, 20 seconds long that we can add to the end of each video before we prepare it for IGTV. The auto publish works as same as before. There's a previous video. If you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch that video about setting a date or allowing it to import only certain hashtags. I'm going to leave those as default. And last but not least, the snippet duration. Since we're doing clips, you can set a default clip duration for each workflow. In our case, we're doing it. Our end game here is to get this on IGTV. IGTV has a 10-minute limit. So I would still recommend to stay within the 2-minute mark. So I would say between 60 seconds to a minute. Let's just do 90 seconds. On these small clips, people just want to get some value, but they don't want to sit through long videos. So let's set the default to 90. You can always change it for every clip, but let's just set the default to 90. And go ahead and click save. Now, there are 2 ways to create clips. One, you create manually by clicking the scissor icon. And 2, if you watched our earlier videos, we suggested that you add timestamps in your Facebook description. When you do that, Repurpose automatically creates those clips for you. So you don't have to go in one by one and manually create those clips. They're already created for you with those times, exactly at those start times. And the length of it is determined by the length in the duration of the snippet, which we set to 90 seconds. So if I want to go ahead and change this to, let's say 2 minutes, 120 seconds, and click save, it's going to automatically update these to 2 minutes each. Awesome. This saves you a ton of time. So if you already have timestamps and you want to edit when exactly they end, you can click edit, click play, and adjust the time. If you want to create a new clip, I can simply click the scissor icon, click play, and then adjust these green sliders to exactly where I want. Or I can go in here and just type in, say 2 seconds, go all the way to 45. I know my start and end times. Or I can even adjust the duration of how long I want my clip. To say I want it to be 30 seconds long. I can change that, and then my clip is exactly 30 seconds long. Give it a nice title. My awesome repurposing tip. So this title is what's going to appear in the video on top when we convert it to a vertical. So keep it engaging, keep it short, and click create snippet. So there's my new snippet. Now it's time to publish all the clips directly to Dropbox. So remember, we're not going to IGTV yet. We're sending all these video clips to Dropbox right now. One last thing to mention, if you've done your captioning properly on Facebook, you should see a CC icon right next to the video here. If you don't see it and you're certain you've done your captioning for that video, you simply click resync and it will go to Facebook and grab the caption file. So until you see a CC, don't click publish unless you don't want to use the captions, of course. I'm going to head click publish, and by default, because the captioning's on and my settings are told it to use the captions from Facebook, it's going to burn in the captions from Facebook. Because I'm going directly to Dropbox right now, I'm not going to schedule. I'm just going to hit publish now so it goes off to Dropbox right away. I'm going to refresh the page and we're done. So I'm going to click the eye icon. It's going to take me right to my Dropbox so we can see the video. There it is. I have the title, we have the captions burnt in, and the progress bar. So what we want to do from here is go ahead and download this to our computer. This is an important step. So to get this onto IGTV, we need to get it to our computer first, and then go to a tool called Facebook Creator Studio, which is at facebook.com/creator studio, and click on the Instagram icon. If you don't see it, you should see something that allows you to connect your Instagram to your Facebook account. Once you do that, you can start publishing using this tool. I think your Instagram account may need to be a business account. I'm not 100% sure, but if you don't see this icon, you may need to convert your Instagram account into a business account. It's totally free, but it does enable you to do some additional features like use the Facebook Creator Studio. Once I'm here, I click on the Instagram account. I should see all my Instagram posts. I'm going to go ahead and just make a new post for IGTV. I'm going to choose the file I just downloaded from Dropbox and grab it from my computer, the one we just produced. I can choose a thumbnail, pick a nice one that's engaging. So I'm just going to pick one here. You can upload your own, but I don't know if it's worth your time, to be honest with you. You can choose one from here. And the other important thing is make sure this option is turned on. What this option does is it automatically shares the first maybe 15, 20, 30 seconds to your Instagram feed. So people who are following you on Instagram will automatically see the video. And then once the 30 seconds are over, and then there's a button for them to click and keep watching on Instagram TV. Instagram has done a great way of integrating IGTV into Instagram. It's very seamless to all your followers, and they're going to see all your content. So don't forget, you want to give it a quick title. I'm going to say, my awesome repurposing tips, and give it a short description or a long description. I think you can even include links in IGTV, but I'm not a big fan of going long on a description because most people don't read it. It's not like YouTube where you see the description. The description is kind of hidden. I would keep it short. I wouldn't even bother putting any links. All right, looks good. And you have the option to publish now, or you have the option to schedule. So here's where it gets exciting. We're going to take this one and schedule it, let's say for Monday morning at 11 a.m. Then hit schedule, and then repeat the process 4 more times for each of the remaining 4 clips that you've downloaded from Dropbox. That way you have content for the entire week, all based from one single video. One final tip before we wrap up. If you're adding timestamps in your description on Facebook, and you're not picky on exactly when it ends, for example, if you set the workflow settings to be 90 seconds, it's going to always end 90 seconds from the start time. If you're happy with that and you don't want to mess around with editing the ending of it, then you can simply go to auto. Before you click on auto, I want you to quickly check your settings one more time and check this section called choose which videos to auto publish. You have a couple choices here. You can have it auto publish after a specific date. So it won't go back and auto publish anything in the past. It would only go after, for example, May 18th. Or you have the option to only import videos that have certain hashtags. We covered this in the previous video. For example, if I put hashtag repurpose IO, it's only going to publish videos that have the hashtag repurpose IO in the description. That would be my way to go, so I can control exactly which videos get published. So I'm going to head and save that. And when I do that, it hides all other videos. It only shows me the ones that have that hashtag, and rock and roll. I hit auto, and they're all being queued, and they're all being sent to Dropbox so I can get them onto IGTV through the Facebook Creator Studio. But the nice thing is, let's say tomorrow comes along, I push a new video out, I don't have to log into Repurpose. within an hour or so, these clips will be there sitting in my Dropbox waiting for me to schedule them. And for this workflow, I would suggest going to settings and turning on the email notification. It's a great reminder for you to go and grab them from Dropbox and schedule them to IGTV using the Facebook Creator Studio.